But I can also go to the source and check there. Tells me we're sending data, although it doesn't actually say we're live yet. Ah, how bizarre. Ugh. That's too bright.
That's bright.
You should open up your Dwarf Psych. Oh, there's a 2. We might be live.
Okay.
You should open up your Dwarf Psychiatrist so people also get to experience the too brightness.
Oh, do you know what I meant to do? I meant to figure out how to... There we go. I can make the text bigger.
Ooh. How did you do that?
By scrolling before the game starts.
Oh, that's handy.
I think it makes it a bit fuzzy, though.
Say hello to Babom, who
Hello,
just
Babom.
took away my opportunity to finish the beep boop test.
So we got a beep high boop.
Welcome to Dwarf Fortress. This screen is still too bright.
Yeah, I can't start Dwarf Therapist until we've actually got a world to start Dwarf Therapist on.
Fair point. Potato is here and asks, a sound stream, did he die in his sleep and somehow ended up in heaven?
Oh, well, that's nice of you to say.
Oh, look, I found the thing. I can now finally do my boop. I am prepared.
Okay, so to let you know what's going on here, Dwarf Fortress is coming to Steam sometime soon. Soon. Time is a relative concept, I think is how they put it in the timeline. There is an update coming out before the end of this month. And I've got most of the rest of this month on holiday. So I thought, right, when the update comes out, then I want to do a tutorial series on Dwarf Fortress, mainly so that when it comes out on Steam, I've got something that I can watch to remind myself how to play, because there's so many different sort of tricks and tactics and things that go wrong that I've worked out why and how to do things, and I want to be able to remind myself how to play when it comes out on Steam, because when it comes out on Steam I'm going to be so addicted for a good while, I think. So I would class myself as an experienced noob on Dwarf Fortress. I've been playing it for a few years. I've worked out, I think, pretty much how all of the features work, just not necessarily how to work all of the features. And I certainly haven't seen all of what there is to see. But yeah, we've got a week or two before the next update. And it's the next update when I'm going to start a tutorial series. So I thought it'd be good to sort of test my start, because it's hard to do a tutorial series on Dwarf Fortress. So yeah, I thought let's see how it goes in front of an audience, and let's start from the beginning.
Hello, you will be our test audience today. Please fill out the form at the end of the stream experiment. On a side note, while you get your world ready, I assume that takes a few seconds, say hello to Lieutenant Lucan.
Hello, Lieutenant Lucan.
Bernie Bear.
Hello, Bernie.
And Tammy.
Hello, Tammy.
I can now finally see /me messages on Restream.
We're just missing Spotted Cow, and I think we've got everybody. Right, world size. I think I'll go for... We'll
Shorts.
go for a medium world. If the smaller the world is, the more aggressive it is. And if I'm going to do a slowish tutorial type series, then we want a relatively peaceful world. So we'll go for a relatively large. We'll go for a medium. History. If we go for a short history, then we get more monsters, but there'll be less civilizations fighting. No, we'll go medium on that as well. Number of civilizations, medium. Yep. We'll keep all of these on medium. Natural savagery. I'm going to turn that down to low just to see how how quiet that is. Does that make it too quiet? And mineral occurrence, I'm going to make that frequent just because I like to have more minerals. All right. So the first thing Dwarf Fortress is going to do is create a world for us to play in. Now, this is the nasty ASCII bit. Aha, and there's the music. And what we're seeing over here is the history is being simulated, the gods have been created, and now civilizations are starting to form. Areas are starting to become evil as demons escape. Other areas are becoming good. Battles are being fought. Events are happening. Historical figures are being born and fighting and dying. Creatures are spawning and fighting and battling. Dragons are laying waste to areas. Mythical beasts are being killed by adventurers. So I'm going to let this tick to about year 150. That seems to be about a good range, I've found. There is still a good number of mythical beasts in the world, but it's not so much that we can't cope. How's the sound, by the way? Is that music a little loud? Feels a little loud in my ears.
I've got it at about half the volume of what you're talking. However, I've done this independently on my end. I have no idea how it feels like in your head. When does the Age of Myth come to an end?
It depends. It's the balance of mythical creatures versus civilizations. And there isn't a dead straight path either. So if, for example, and this is more likely to happen in a small world, if we had, say, a tribe of dragons that laid waste to a lot of the world, we would move from the Age of Myth to the Age of Dragons. We can move from the Age of Myth into the next age and then move back to the Age of Myth if mythical creatures start to become stronger. And we are nearly there. So let's... Yep, there we go.
In the meantime, people claim that the sound is fine.
Good. And yeah, Dwarf Fortress is going to have an official tile set. Yes, so it won't be an ASCII. It's only this screen. I'm using a tile set, so it's only this screen that's in ASCII. Let me tell you what we've got. Let's use the world as it is, and it'll just become calculated. Down here, this is all ice, all of this fuzzy stuff. So this is the bottom of the map, I think. Let's have a scroll up. The things that look like triangles are mountains. The green areas are varieties of grasslands and woodlands and savannas. Anything that is pink or red is evil lands. And the omega signs, anything in grey that isn't a mountain, these triangles there are mountains. The flashing the flashing yellow X is my cursor. The brown stripes on the screen are roads connecting the different civilizations. Yellow is where the elves live. Grey is where the dwarves live. And
so you could build your dwarf fortress smack dab in the middle of an elven forest.
We could. That might create a little bit of tension. There's quite a lot of elves. What I don't see is an awful lot of humans.
Which one was the human colour again?
The human colour, I can't even remember now.
So there's that many in the world. There aren't even any humans.
There must be some, but maybe they're so small we just can't see them at this scale. All right. So what it wants to know now is, am I happy with this world? The main thing I look for with a world is the majority of it connected? Because we can't use boats. Boats is something that will be coming in a later version of Dwarf Fortress. And yes, there is one big continent there that's connected. So the majority of everything will connect. So yes, we'll use that world. We shall.
Is that one green thing in the middle of the ocean an island?
It is. Yeah, this one here.
Oh, terrifying.
Indeed.
Especially if you can't build boats.
Right, we are going to accept.
What? On the island?
No, don't worry. All I'm doing at the moment is saying, yes, this is a world I would like to experience.
Oh goodness. I was so worried for a second there. I didn't want you to end up on an island because of me.
No, we won't go to an island. An island would be a very peaceful place to play, but we wouldn't get any migrants, we wouldn't get any traders, so there'd be...
So it's not just us who haven't invented boats, it's the world as a whole. Okay. Can we build a bridge?
Only to the edge of our map. We'll get into that bit in a minute. Okay, right. So we're going to start playing in Dwarf Fortress, Region 7. So our map is called Tar Kisnast. That's our world. Okay, so it's loading the world.
Potato-like, so you can just say no and murder an entire world.
Yeah. You can say, no, I don't like this world. I want to try a different one. So we are counting through the days. It's going to take, because when we embark on our journey, it will be day 15 of the first month of spring. All right, so let me tell you what we're looking at here. On this side, we have the world map. This shows you our whole world. Here we're zoomed in on a particular region. You can see my flashing cursor there. It's about 4 times the size. So you get, like here, you can see there's just one mountain next to the cursor. Whereas here, we've got 4 mountains in the same region. So it's zoomed in. And this is an even bigger zoom in. So where my cursor is this local region here. And the blacked out area is going to be our actual map. So the first thing we want to do is try and find a location to play in. Now, I like to play on a bigger map, so I'm going to increase the size of... So if we have a look over here, first of all, the X dimension, then the Y dimension. Savagery, I am going to go... We'll say low savagery, low evil. I don't mind the elevation, the temperature, the rain, the drainage... Fluxstone, we want Fluxstone. Fluxstone allows us to make steel if we find iron. Aquifers, I'm going to say no. Aquifers are a pain in the arse to deal with.
What were aquifers again?
Aquifers are where the ground is waterlogged. So it takes a lot of engineering to be able to dig down. A river, I would like a river. Shallow metals, I would really like a lot of shallow metals, and I'd like at least some deep metals. Soil, we want some soil. Clay, well, I'm not too bothered about clay. Right, so now I'm going to tell it to do a search, and it's going to look across the map and see if it can find a 6x6 tile in a local region somewhere on this map. So, go.
Land ownership a la carte.
Now, it will take a while while it does this.
In the meantime, Lieutenant Lucan points out that the missing boats in Dwarf Fortress kind of throw his Dwarvian British Empire concept under the bus, as of right now. Yeah, I know, it's a shame. Also, Babon points out that we should start a civilization that will rule the world on the Shetlands?
Shetlands.
Is that an
They are
inside
small
joke?
islands off the coast of Scotland.
Ah, with no boats. Yeah, but the problem is they're dwarves, so even very shallow water is quite a problem for them. Also, sorry, Bernie Bear is asking, when are we going back to scheduled streams?
I'm not sure yet, but I plan on doing a lot of ad hoc streams over the next week or two. I'm not sure it actually found anywhere. Let's have a look. Let's browse the results. Did you find... I'm looking for anything that's flashing green.
Isn't there one flashing green to the right? It's one
There
higher?
appears to be two, actually. There was one there where my cursor was,
Oh, yeah, there.
but that is in the middle of an elven town. And then there's this one here, which is on a mountain with no trees.
Well, it minimises the problems with elves.
Let me just have a quick scout around. So I'm moving around the local map just to see if there's any trees here. We do need to have some trees. I mean, you can do a very difficult start without trees. Ew. Now, looking at this one, let me just try going up one. Here we go. Okay. Oops. So if we just move up a little, so that we've got the stream somewhere here. What have we got? We've got woodland. It's serene surroundings. We've got a brook. Sand, very deep soil. We've got shallow metals, deep metals, and a fluxstone layer. So that's the kind of start I want. Let's just move.
It also appears to be very close to a road. Are the brown things roads?
Here, yes, they are.
lovely.
It's very close to a couple of dwarves as well.
So this is a popular region. We are moving into the neighbourhood.
We are. And now that we could do it, let's just find out a little bit about this before we decide to move in. So, using the F1, F2 keys, let's just see. Actually, it's not giving me the... If we had more than... We've only got one biome, so I'm not being given the option. If I had more than one biome, it's quite common to get at least 2 biomes in a square. It would tell us how the biomes... which biome had what. Let's have a look at what else we can find out. So there are humans somewhere. So we've got neighbours who are dwarves, humans, elves and goblins. We need to choose our civilization. We've got a choice of civilizations here. Let's just see. Oops. Hang on, get back. Move up one. Yeah, here we go. So just having a quick scout through, we can see, if we have a look on the world map over here, you can see as I move through the different civilizations, we probably want one that's closer to us rather than further away. So we have the dead corridors are up here. And the complex mansions. I think we'll go dead corridors. Okay. And we can have a look at our elevation. So it's going to be very low down there and reasonably, so it's not too bad. We've got very high at the back. And it's quite hilly. Okay, this should be interesting. All right, let's use this world. We'll go right there. Yep, it's a big world. I know. We'll be fine. Right, we need to prepare carefully. So usually what I do is go through and have a look at the traits of each of our dwarves. That's not something I plan on doing on camera because it's a little bit tedious to watch. Just to give you an idea, this is the information that we have on the dwarves, and I look through to see, for example, this one's quick to heal and he's strong. I'm looking to see. This guy likes war. So this guy would probably be good as a military leader, actually.
He has an atrocious spatial sense.
So I'm just going to assign them randomly. But since we know this one's going to be a good leader, now I've got 400 points to spend, and that's in dwarf skills and stuff that we're going to take with us. So what I want to do is put some skills into things which we really, really need at the start and which are hard to get later. So tactician's a very useful skill to have that we can't guarantee we're going to get. Another skill that we really need is a appraiser. There it is. So we want somebody who is at least an adequate appraiser. Then our next dwarf, we want someone to be a doctor, because we can't guarantee we'll get a doctor. So what's chat saying?
Oh, they're asking several questions directed at you, and also speculating about the ethics of meat consumption, specifically human meat. I'm sure that's fine as a dwarf to do.
I'm afraid we will be eating cat and dog.
Yeah, although I didn't want to bring any of that up until we have finished the setup phase.
Yeah, we won't be eating cat and dog very soon. Right, I'm going to diagnostician.
You make it sound like it's a good thing that we won't be eating cat
Yes.
and dog soon.
Yes, it will be a while. See, I want to put as many points into doctoring as I can.
Tammy politely asks that we please don't eat her cats.
No. And we'll only eat... I know this probably doesn't help much, but we will only eat cats and dogs that are not people's pets.
So we still keep them as pets?
Not
that
the ones
seems
that
cruel.
we eat.
Still?
Okay, and I want somebody to start with some decent mining skills, so we'll go for a competent miner. So we have somebody who can... He can't fight, he's got no fighting skills at all, but he's a good military tactician. We have somebody who's an appraiser, so they'll be our trader. We've got someone as a doctor, and we've got someone who can dig fast, because we're going to need to dig quickly. Other than that, just having a quick glance through, there's nothing that we need to start with, because we'll pick up skills as we go along. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So let's have a look at the things we can take with us. Now, copper picks. I want to take at least 4 picks, but I only want to take 1 axe. Anvils are absolutely essential. We need 1 anvil to get us started in metalworking. But we're starting in a relatively peaceful place, so I'm going to assume that we're going to get a trader who's going to bring anvils. So I'm going to take a gamble and say no anvils. We're going to need as much alcohol as we can bring. Plump helmets we can eat and we can turn into wine. Pigtail seeds, yep, we're going to want those because we're going to make cloth out of those. Cave wheat, I'm not bothered about. Sweet pods, I'm not bothered about. And rock nuts, same with dimple cups. So the only plants that I want to take with me, the only seeds I want to take are plump helmets and pigtails. We want to take some meat. I don't want to be bothered taking fish because they'll just sit going rotten until it'll be a while before we're in the into processing fish. So plump helmets are the mushrooms that grow from our plump helmet spawn. We'll want some of those. We do want some thread. but probably not that much, just 3 because it's a bit expensive. We want a bit of cloth. We do want a couple of bags. Ropes we'll buy. I'm not going to take any quivers or buckets or splints, crutches, wheelbarrows or step ladders. We'll make them when we get there. They're just too expensive. Now, animals. So what's chat saying, Mir?
Still discussing the ethics of eating other humans, most bizarrely, specifically whether or not being a cannibal would encourage you to become a vegetarian.
Right, I want to take 2 female dogs and a male dog, and I want to take 2 female cats and a male cat, and I think we're going completely unarmed. That's just so that I can get enough points so that we can take some llamas.
Llamas?
Yeah, we're going to take llamas with us.
Okay.
Llamas give the most wool of any of the shearable animals. Now, keeping them alive long enough to actually shear them is another thing altogether. But we're going into a peaceful environment, so hopefully we should be okay. I'm going to take some peahens. Let's see, if we take 3 peahens and a peacock. Now, another good... And the reason why there's a variety of egg-laying birds. And of all of the egg-laying birds, the peahen is my... Or the peafowl is my personal favourite because it gives the most meat, leather, bones, skulls... it gives you the most
skulls.
Well, you only get 1 skull, but it per batch you get. Turkeys give you more chicks. They lay more eggs, and so you get more chicks. But the chicks take twice as long to develop as the peafowl, and then you have to deal with an awful lot of creatures that all need butchering at the same time. So you're a little bit more controlled with peafowl. Now, there is one other animal that is really good to have, and that's pigs, because they don't need pasture. They can live indoors. So I think actually we'll try 2 sows. Let's see if we can afford that. Now, some other stuff. I want to take any drinks that we don't already have. So dwarven ale and dwarven beer. We're going to want a good amount. So let's put it up to... We'll go for 21. I'm going to increase these as well to at least 21. And that's because... I can't remember whether you get 10 or 20 units in a barrel, but we get a free barrel if we go for 21 instead of 20. So dwarven beer, we'll go for 21 dwarven beer. And that's quite a lot of alcohol that we're taking with us. The more alcohol we can take with us, then the longer we've got before we need to worry about it. And it's quite a cheap thing to bring. Now, a few other things I'm going to bring with me.
Babon points out on the discussion of animals that pigs were historically the best animal to take when sailing to a foreign land.
Oh, really? Now that I didn't know.
Well, we can't sail, so no pigs.
I'm going to take a little bit of leather and... a little bit of silk, but just the cheapest of everything.
Can we bring an egg in these trying times?
An egg?
Yes.
We're going to be laying eggs when we get there.
Yeah, but I'll have to hold the egg inside the peahen for quite some time before I can offer it to people. Which brings up a weird discussion that
Okay, you've got an egg. It's a vulture egg. Are you happy with a vulture egg?
Thank you. Thank you. You didn't have to indulge me. But I'm assuming you just did that to avoid the other discussion about hand glove chickens.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, let's not remember those.
I am gonna take a little bit of glass. What else do I want to make sure? So we've got cloth and silk and leather and glass. It's probably a good idea to take some metal bars, just a few. And the reason why I'm taking this random gumph is, what do you call it, Mia? Crunch?
Crimsh?
Crimsh?
Crimsh,
Yeah,
cramsh.
crumsh. Is because we could get a dwarf, we will very likely get a dwarf, who is inspired to make a wonderful thing. And if we don't have the stuff to give him to make his wonderful thing, he could well go berserk and start killing people, and we've got no weapons, so it will completely derail us. But if we take that little selection of stuff, then we can be pretty sure that we'll be able to get everything that they might want. Now, there's another thing I do want to take. And this is something that's hard to acquire. So if we can get it, it's good to take it. And that is, yes, gypsum plaster. I'd like to take quite a bit of gypsum plaster. So you use gypsum plaster when people have got bone fractures. You can, if you find gypsum, you can make your own gypsum plaster. And a trader will bring a little bit, but we're going to have fractures. People are going to get injured. We're going to have fractures, and I'd like to make sure that we've got a good stock. And we've still got points left over. I wasn't sure we were going to. So in that case, I'm going to take a bit more rum. We'll take that up to 31. And oh yeah, we definitely need more seeds. So I'm gonna take 31 because I think that gives us an extra bag. I can't remember whether it's 20 or 10 to a bag, but 31, it's fine. We could do with a little extra food. Now, it's cheaper to get meat than it is to take plump helmets, so let's get some. Go for a bit of variety. Any particular animal we would like to eat?
Can we bring spiders?
Probably.
Really? Oh wow! I just remember that we had a problem with finding web
I can
last
get
time.
snail eye and honeybee brain.
Ew.
I can probably find spider lungs or something in here
no.
somewhere.
I mean a live spider, because we had so many problems finding spiders on Stream Vesta. Not that I really want to, encourage spider pets. They're horrifying as is. We don't need to bring them any closer.
Shall we go for some camel eyes?
Ew, no. Can we just bring more eggs instead? Make an omelette instead of eating eyes.
We need stuff that we can eat that's just...
Well, at least bring some liver then instead.
Okay.
I haven't had liver in quite some time. Oh, man, I'd like some liver now.
Ew, I really don't like liver.
There's this distinct carnival food in Germany that involves liver, but I forgot what it was called. German people, as in the one present, help me out, please. It's carnival food. It comes in like that little chips container. Has a lot of sauce, tiny pieces of liver in brown sauce. Oh, come on, that stuff is good.
Now, is there anything else that we want to take?
On the side note, say hello to Silent Assassin.
Hello, Silent Assassin. Now, I think we have everything that we need, so we'll just take a little bit of extra food with us then. Any preferences? We're going to go
food
for
in
meat
general?
again. Yeah.
Well, you could indulge the weird conversation we had earlier and bring some human.
No, we can't eat humans.
We can try.
We have we don't eat civilized peoples, so we don't eat
by
elves.
choice or by law?
By
both.
By law, LORE.
Oh, haha, yeah. Silent Assassin wants to know, is this a fresh start?
It is. It's a brand new start. Let's go for
kangaroos. No, they wouldn't exist here.
Yeah, we can get kangaroos.
Oh yeah, well, let's get kangaroos. It's because Potato brought up Australia being on fire, so some roasted kangaroo is some awful black humour.
Let's look. Kangaroo. Yes, and it's cheap
I had
too.
no idea that kangaroos was an option. Oh, is emu an option? I think you need to remove
I
the
probably need to get rid of the kangaroo first.
Aw.
No,
what's a hematite?
Huh?
What's a hematite?
Hematite is an ore of iron.
Ah, yeah, of course.
Okay,
I
so
remember.
Kangaroo it is.
Kangaroo it is.
Hang on, but
hold on, those are.
Yeah, I need to be in them back in the food again.
I was about to say those are shoes. We can't eat shoes.
Okay.
But one wants to know, is koala an option? Sorry to interrupt.
Okay, let's have a look. No, afraid not.
Oh. Bernie says, actually in Australia, all animals are dangaroos. It's a pun on danger.
We are gonna we'll go for some kidney. And we'll bring a good bit of kidney.
Oh, kidney. I thought you said kittens. And I thought we wanted to wait until we eat the cats.
Yeah, we like to let them grow up first. So we have dogs, cats, pigs, llamas, and peahens. And everything that we need in case one of our dwarves gets into a bit of a mood. We've got the special skills that we need. So I think we're ready to go.
Oh, lovely. On a side note, the cannibal discussion from earlier started with Potato asking, if you had the choice, would you try human meat?
If I had the choice.
Welcome to our new home. Let's make the best of it. Let's start digging.
Oh yeah, I forgot we could have named our party, and we could have named our new town. But our new town is called Wondered Swords. Which isn't bad. All right, let's see what we've got.
Have you answered the human meat question? Do you want to answer the question? I can just quickly jump to the conclusion.
I think I in a life or death situation, I definitely would. Oops, let's just pause. Move that over a little bit. Would I if I didn't have to? Probably not.
Oh. Out of moral reasons?
I suppose so. I think it's something where nature has told us not to eat your own species unless you really have to, and I think that's probably for good reason.
Yeah, it makes sense. This map is very blue.
There's a lot of water down there. And it's very steep as well. So I'm just going up and down, having a look at the gradients. So we do have mountains to the south. There's a big flat spot there. Can you see how in just one gradient it moves quite a lot?
Yeah. Does that mean we're going for a mountain fort, or are we moving to a flat place and rebuild your standard design?
Well, I do like my standard design. Now, I've never tried to do that on a steep incline. But we could try it somewhere like here.
Are you sure? It still looks steep over there.
Well, if we go sort of here. I think we should be okay. We'll just have to do a bit of digging to the south. And if we go more northwards, then we'll just clip the edge of this probably. So maybe somewhere around about here. We'll come quite close to the river. The problem is, I think our dwarves are somewhere over here, so that's quite a way for them to travel to bring all of the stuff that we've brought. Now, it's probably an idea, though, to just zoom in and have a look at the edges of the cliffs to see what we've got here. So we have a silt loam wall there. Come on, give me a cursor. Got sand there. What's that? Ah, we've actually got spiders on the surface.
Oh God, no!
They're not dangerous spiders. I'm just wondering if we've got any exposed metals. I mean, that looks like an exposed. We've got silver just pouring out of the side of the mountain.
No wonder this region is popular with dwarves.
Yeah. Let's see what happens if we go up. Do we see any other metals? Still see sand. What's this?
Redstone.
Oh no, that's just gems. Gypsum. Wow. I've never actually seen gypsum on a map before. What's that there? Oh, that is gypsum. Like I say, I've never seen it. Limonite! There's iron! There's iron over here. Okay, maybe then we'll start down this end of the map. Because there's iron, and I mean gypsum's nice.
Still a bit to carry all the way, but you know.
There's only a tiny little bit of limonite, but hopefully there'll be some beneath. What do we have here? Oh, just nice. Okay, well, making my usual design of fortress here isn't gonna be easy.
Well, you could shape it trapezoid shaped. That might help. On the surface, at least.
Well, let's see. I don't want to be too close to the edge because I want to make sure that we've got at least a little bit of time to run if we need to. So if we were starting our fort somewhere around about here and building out down there, let's just see, where was that limonite again? Yeah, that would bring the limonite into the fort. What's this? Shale. And it would give us some growing materials, I think.
But Bot wants to know, do cliffs erode over time?
No, not unless they are extremely steep cliffs. Extremely steep cliffs can collapse, which has the same effect as eroding. Okay, so let's do a little bit of planning here. Let's see where the corner of the map is. It's over there. I'm going to see if I can build my typical style fort in a design in an area like this on a steep cliff. The thing is I won't need to dig down. I can actually dig in instead of digging straight down. So I suppose what I need to work out first is where my boundary is going to be.
There's a lot of mushrooms around.
You're right, there is, isn't there? What is this stuff? It's a bubble bulb.
I hope it's not poisonous.
I don't know what a bubble bulb is. I've never come across an area quite like this before, I have to say. Like I know how to work everything, but I don't know how everything works. That's kind of how it is when you've played a good bit of Dwarf Fortress. Was there anything on the left-hand side? No, I don't think so. Alright, so I can start on the top of the cliff. So let's say I wanted to come here. And I'm gonna dig my channel, Alt M for box select. Let's put it onto marker only, because so I like to dig a moat which is 8 wide. So let's just see how that would look for a start. The cliff edge is around about here. So if we were to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if my moat was kind of along here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, and up there, that determines where my corner's going to be. And I would want my corner staircase, let's see, so we'd have a wall, our upstairs wall would be here, our downstairs wall would be there. I'd want a 2 gap and then stairs there. Let's just check that. So upstairs wall, downstairs wall, workspace, stair. Yep. And then that means that I would want my downstairs walls to look something like we want a workspace and a workspace, and then the wall is going to go along here. That of course isn't showing anything. Let me switch it to channeling so I can at least see where I think it's going to be. So if we've got a wall there, see the center corridor is going to come along here. Like this. So that means that my bedrooms, My bedrooms determine the size of everything. So, yeah, that would look like that. So I would want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Except I need to go down. 5. And then we go down again. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so the wall is here, the entranceway is there, our main corridor goes here. So gonna need to go down to mark that. Oh, that's difficult. Okay. So then the wall is there. Center corridor is here. So if the wall is there, let's just check. Yep, wall's there. So I want a 2 gap, and then my downstairs would be there. But I need to go down 1 again to mark it. Oops. There.
Ooh, brother, this gets confusing.
It does if you're trying to do sort of a particular design. Now, I have no idea whether I've got this right or wrong. About the only thing I like is that is in line with that. And I believe that I've got 10 bedrooms going across. And what we're going to do is start at this point. But I wanted to align it with this corner. So I've had to work out how far away from this corner I wanted to be to fit everything into my fortress. So the getting it started, getting it laid out, deciding exactly where you want it to begin it's worth putting a little bit of time into planning that, because once you've started, there's not really any turning back. Okay, so this is going to be our front door for a little while, and we are on the edge of a cliff, so I could just dig in. But I think what we'll do, we'll just dig down 1 and dig in from there. So,
Are you sure 1 is enough? Isn't this on a slope? So digging down just 1 kind of leaves you exposed to the right.
well, what we can do is just dig down 1 and then dig backwards, because we know that this is all steep stuff there, and we're going to be digging into an area that I wouldn't normally use, but I'm able to this time because I've got a hill inside my fort. So let's do that then.
In the meantime, to catch up a bit on stream chat, Lieutenant Lucan wanted to know if we're excited for any new games that are going to come out anytime soon. He, for example, has recently completed Vampire the Masquerade's Bloodline, so he's looking forward to the sequel. I haven't played the original Vampire the Masquerade. Although personally I am interested in it, given the fact that it's one of those staple good classic games.
The only thing I can think of at the moment is Dwarf Fortress. Dwarf Fortress coming out on Steam with graphics. It's going to be amazing. Right, first thing I want to do is get my stuff indoors. So I'm going to just dig a great big room. That'll give me somewhere to put a stockpile, and if we check, that should be... Yeah, good. There is more than one layer above us. So, like I say, this is an area that I wouldn't ordinarily have. So I'm just going to get someone to come dig that out. Right. Now, controlling my dwarves. This is where I'm using the Lazy Noob pack, and which is giving me the graphics and various improvements to the GUI. But it's also given me Dwarf Therapist, which is the marvellous dwarf controller. Now, to help things along, what I'm going to do is give all of my starting dwarves a name beginning with A. Chat, can you help me out? Give me some names beginning with A. There's an Alan.
Avocado.
It's helpful if they're shorter names. There's an Alan.
Did they rename?
Huh?
You just got 2 Allens.
Did I just put Alan in twice?
Yeah.
Whoops. Hang on. Let's just
Albert, according to Babam.
Okay. Adam.
Alex, Alfie, Andy, Alan. Say hello to Alfie.
Oh yeah, Alfie. We should have an Alfie, of course.
And hello to him.
And hello, Alfie. And Albert, I think, was a suggestion. What about female names?
Bernie's suggesting Archibald, but that's a bit too long.
We've got an Anna.
Anna.
Yeah. Need 2 more female names.
Alex?
Alice.
No, Alex as in Alex from Half-Life.
Well,
with
that's...
A-L-Y... no, A-L... Oh yeah, Y. X. Alex.
Alex. Okay. Right. We've got one person who's already got some mining skills. Yep, so they're going to be a miner. And then I'm going to set 4 other people to be miners. And the miners, I don't want them doing anything else. And in particular, no hauling. Now, we've brought 1 axe with us, so I would like somebody chopping trees. So, Adam. Adam's our doctor.
Ah, we're still getting names. Like Athelstan. Say hello to Too Big.
Hello, Too Big.
Or Ariana. Or Arenia.
If anybody's got a name beginning with A that they would really, really like, protest loudly in chat and I'll change one of the names. Except I think we definitely should have Alfie because we've got an Alfie in chat. Okay, so let's see. So we've got our tree chopper, who is Adam. So Adam, I don't want you doing any hauling either. At least for the moment. You'll be doing hauling soon enough, but the first thing I want you doing is chopping down trees. And then everybody else, yeah, we'll have you hauling in no time. So let's just have a look at what trees we're going to be chopping, because it's quite wooded over here. I'm going to need to chop down all of the trees in the area where I want to dig. So let's designate this area here. Say any trees that are in the way, go get them chopped down. Yeah. Well.
Bernie Bear would really like to have somebody renamed to a bear.
That can be done.
I don't think we need an Adam.
Okay. A bear can be our doctor.
I don't want to be operated on by a bear. That seems counterintuitive. A bear has ulterior motives.
Right?
Like, for instance, eating my intestines.
Now, what we can get our people doing who are doing nothing at the moment is we can get them shunting stuff over here just to get it a bit closer. How far away is the caravan? I've got a horrible feeling it's halfway down the mountain and out of
You're
sight.
going in the wrong direction. It's north.
Yeah, I was heading north. It's just
And you've gone
it's
too far
down,
east.
down somewhere. Well, we can just press F1 to find it.
Oh yeah, that works too.
Okay, let's just zoom out and get a feel for... They are in the middle of the map. And we are kind of over here. So I think what I'll get them doing is just moving stuff. Give them a bit of a head start, because, yeah, that's going to take a little bit of a while. So we are all the way over in this corner. And there's a nice flat area here actually where we can just stick a stockpile. From here to here. Actually, it needs me to zoom in a little bit more. From here to here. Here, there, okay. And sure, animals. Let's go to settings. Right, we want food. So we'll enable food, furniture, not corpses, refuse. Now stone. We do have some gypsum with us. So we want that brought over. If we've got any of this, bring it. Not wood. We don't want to bring wood because the wood's over here already. Any of that. Yep, so just corpses, refuse, most stone and wood is the only thing that doesn't go there. Okay, I've probably not made that stockpile big enough, but it, like I say, it will give them a start. And dig.
To go back to Lieutenant Lucan's question, if you don't mind, games that I'm excited for coming up, I'm not sure how soon they would be, but I am quite excited for a game called Starmancer, which is like Meeple Station, but nicer. Also, Yes, My Liege. I think that's what it was called.
Yeah.
It's a king simulator where you pretend to be making important decisions. I don't know why, but I've been really wanting more of that sort of experience after playing a bit of king simulation in Fable 2, and then I didn't find that sort of game again for quite some time. And of course, token-wise, there are several Epic Games Store exclusive games that I'd like to play once they come to Steam.
Poor me.
It's fine, I'm a patient gamer. Also, to get to the conclusion of the cannibalism discussion from earlier on, Lieutenant Lucan points out that... where did Lieutenant Lucan point things out again? Yes. Lieutenant Lucan can firmly declare that eating human flesh is a bad thing. It doesn't taste good. Bernie is concerned and scared that Lucan knows about this. And Tammy does not want to think about why he knows this.
Yes.
Also, pigs. We mentioned that earlier. Mm-hmm. They eat anything, breed fairly often, and other animals tended to not breed for a year after arrival due to shock. As a result, there are entire islands in the South Americas overrun with pigs.
Mm.
So that's the reason why.
Speaking of pigs, I am going to bring our animals over here So we'll get them indoors as soon as we can.
Ah, nice.
So we'll get the cats over here and the pigs over here.
Do the cats play nice with all the peahens?
Yeah, they don't. In fact, let's get everything inside. Now, we can't leave them inside because our llamas will starve. Oh, we brought a yak cow and a donkey with us as well. They were pulling our cart.
The bomb wants to know King Simulator, like Mount and Blade style. No, not quite. I'm not too fussed about the conquering aspect and the war aspect of being a king. It's just day-to-day business, like, oh no, we both have a one baby, like, between us, but I want the baby, and I want the baby, and I can say, well, now you don't have a baby because let's cut it in two. If you can't play nice, then nobody gets babies. Also, we can then appease the cannibalists among the population and then feed them babies. Just like, not necessarily like this, but just examples from specifically the Fable 2 example, where you're tasked with, you know, deciding how to come up with ways to make money to deal with an incoming threat and, you know, making good on your promises, like building infrastructure in this village and not destroying the orphanage and ruining the landscape in favor of a mine.
Right, let's start putting in some proper stockpiles now. Food. We're going to put the food here. That should be enough space for food. And we have brought some leather, so I'm going to put leather there because we've only got 3 pieces. Cloth we'll put down there. Gems, we've already started to uncover a lot of gems, so we'll put those there. Then bars and blocks, we've got some metal bars with us, so we'll put those there. And furniture, we'll put all of that there. And finished goods, we'll put those here. Right, that's just to try and get the stuff that we've got outside inside. Oh yeah, and then we also need our gypsum, don't we? So we want the stone stockpile. Oh no! It's crashed.
I can still hear the music though.
Yeah. Oh no, that's terrible. And the reason why that's terrible,
It won't have autosave yet.
it's not autosaved yet.
Horseradish.
Oh, that's painful.
Well, early access, everybody. It's not even out on Steam yet. It's early.
It's still in alpha. It's been in alpha since 2006, I think it is. How about we take a short break while I just try and recover some of that. And
Can't you do that in the background while I'll have a chat with chat?
it might take.
There were
little
so many
while.
points I haven't addressed yet in chat. Like, for instance, there's a weird T-Rex thing going on. I was partially omitting that for your favour. Also, I wanted to carry on talking about that King Sim thing because people are throwing suggestions at me. The bomb wants to know, just for confirmation. So all of the last hour is now gone.
No.
Not all of it.
Not all of it. But I need to do that planning again. And will it? Unfortunately, I should have scrolled in before I started the game.
It's alright. We
Alright.
know what.
Now, I think, oh god, I've got 2 versions of SoundSense running as well. I think it
It's
would be
getting
a good
exciting.
idea if we just took a couple of minute break while I just repaired everything.
Of course. We will
We'll
see
be back
you again
in
shortly.
about 5 minutes.